Before you say it, no, graphics aren't the be-all and end-all of a video game's success. Indeed, some of the entries on this list have shortcomings so significant that graphics are amongst their only redeeming factors. As this is a feature on graphics only, not gameplay, story, or any other factor, then they'll of course get included. And whilst graphics are subjective, like everything else, we feel the 15 listed here have raised the bar in terms of what developers are capable of in the graphics department. This list is ranked from good to great. Silent Hill: The Short Message. For all its shortcomings, the first Silent Hill game built in Unreal Engine 5 is more than serviceable in the graphics department. Intricate textures, peeling wallpaper, grime and dust are superbly illuminated by an anxiety-inducing spotlight, selling attention and immersion as we explore an abandoned apartment. The lighting excels in the game's more action-orientated sequences too, and whilst character models can appear wooden at times, Silent Hill: The Short Message might at least be remembered as a decent looker. Still Wakes the Deep. Another Unreal Engine 5 horror amble on this rundown, much like Silent Hill: The Short Message, Still Wakes the Deep harbours complex textures, gloomy illumination, and salty rust to paint a bleak picture of the North Sea oil rig in which the game takes place. However, the disparity between quality and performance modes varies wildly here.
Trot! Is that you in there? Trot! Trot!
VHS grain and motion blur display a seasick atmosphere in quality mode, although the 30 FPS will be too jittery for some. Performance mode targets 60 FPS, of course, but some of that cinematic quality is lost. Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. To the crisp, sunnier climes of tropical Hawaii now for Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, and while at first glance Kasuga and Kiryu's latest jaunt might appear similar to its predecessor, on closer inspection we find newfound richness and quality of detail in its graphics. It's that word again though, textures. Concrete, marble, brickwork, they all exhibit a realistic roughness in the hard sunlight. Where Infinite Wealth excels, though, is character models. Sure, animations can be more fluid, but skin blemishes, heat sheen, scars, and dimples expose a character's history superbly. Dragon's Dogma 2.
So it goes.
I never dreamed we'd meet such a foe here, of all places.
Numerous out there are arguing that Dragon's Dogma 2 is graphical trash, but is it? Truth is, Dragon's Dogma 2 looks more than fine. In fact, it's a visceral, beautiful treat, replete with gorgeous landscapes, stuffed with intricate foliage, lakes and streams bouncing light naturally, with vibrant flames reflecting their warm glow to deeply textured surfaces. A handful of performance stutters in heavily populated areas aside, the oftentimes hectic action amidst a stunning backdrop rarely dips in frame rate. Stella Blade. PS5 exclusive Stella Blade was built within the aging Unreal Engine 4, but this hasn't been its downfall. The game's turned out a stunner. The journey through crumbling post-apocalypse is equal parts lush and bleak. There are some neat visual effects like film grain and chromatic aberration, which can be toggled on and off. But Stella Blade excels with the right amount of motion blur and depth of field to add believable realness. If it weren't for some low-res textures here and there, Stella Blade would be higher. F1 24. Racing games oftentimes display the best graphics have to offer, and this year with F1 24, Codemasters have stepped it up a notch with some excellent graphical innovations. Ray traced reflections add lifelike sheen to car surfaces, water, and signage. Shadow accuracy is maximized via ray-traced shadows, and dynamic diffuse global illumination enhances the quality of natural and trackside lighting, making F124 the most graphically impressive entry in the long-running series. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. For all of its failures, there's no denying Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is at least nice to look at. Principal in its impressiveness is its facial animations, which are legitimately amongst the most expressive and detailed ever seen in gaming, with character eyes in particular articulating emotional depth that suitably portrays their charisma through an otherwise droll experience.
Bird brain.
It's your lucky day.
So lucky.
I don't truck with trash, so you, the meathead merc, and whatever those two are, can jog on.
I can't believe you forgot me!
Attention to detail spreads to the exceptional cityscapes, gun models, and, yep, again, surface textures. It's a shame Kill the Justice League's graphical prowess has been overshadowed by the game's reception. Helldivers 2. Surprise hit of the year right here. Helldivers 2's frenetic, ferocious, team-based gunplay may have won numerous admirers, but it's no slouch in the looks department either. Volumetric lighting, shading, clouds and fog, and how all of these interact with minimal aliasing to create a compelling battle space are most noteworthy. Shafts of light illuminate ground-level fog, highlighting surprisingly dense environments to render a jaw-droppingly beautiful environ reminiscent of something like Horizon Forbidden West. Bodycam. Games viewed through fisheye perspectives are having a bit of a thing at the moment. Whilst numerous are on the horizon, multiplayer FPS Bodycam is amongst the first to get out there, and there's something about that warbly, shaky perspective that adds a tangible immersiveness unlike any shooter that's come before. Of course, this would all be for nothing if the environments weren't suitably detailed, with realistic lighting and shadow detail. Bodycam is still in early access, so there's always chance it could look even better once version 1.0 releases. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. In the pinnacle of good art direction, there are times when wandering through the lands between that you feel as if you've stepped into an oil painting. Elden Ring's just-released expansion Shadow of the Erdtree replicates this achievement. So, whilst yes, some of the technology used in this DLC will be dated, Shadow of the Erdtree on the whole doesn't look like it's a couple of years old. Colours are equal parts muted and rich, building materials and clothing are suitably weathered, and everything is bathed in gloomy illumination to portray an exceptionally atmospheric experience. Grey Zone Warfare. Inspired by the stunning natural environments of Southeast Asian country Laos, Grey Zone Warfare's level designers need as many plaudits as we can give them. Whilst this early access game has received mixed reviews so far, there's no way its incredibly verdant jungles, supremely reflective pools, and gorgeous sunlight should be included in any negativity. These environments are truly next level. Should Grey Zone Warfare sort its shortcomings out, then we could be looking at something special here. Tekken 8. Having started life on Unreal Engine 4, development was switched midway through to Unreal Engine 5, and the fruits of the more powerful engine are plain to see. Character models are portrayed in extreme detail, from beads of sweat dripping down bulging, fibrous muscles to battle-scarred faces and visibly calloused knuckles. Tekken 8's characters look as true to life as possible, supporting the dynamism their personalities deserve. Never has a fighting game looked this good. Alan Wake 2 Night Springs. Last year's Alan Wake 2 was one of the most graphically intense games of 2023, with just-released expansion Night Springs continuing where the main game left off. At times, the expansion seems photorealistic, which is remarkable in itself, given the frequent bouts of reality-bending corruption encountered throughout the surreal horrorscape. If you can play this game with DLSS quality, path tracing, and max resolutions, then you must. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The second of Final Fantasy VII's reboot trilogy has 3 quality modes, but to really see Cloud & Co.'s journey beyond Midgar in its most impressive detail, you should try turning on Graphics mode. This gives the most ultra-detailed, uber-sheened visuals which should silence the naysayers out there who decree Rebirth as looking basic. The trade-off, of course, is graphics mode runs at 30 FPS, but this may be a worthy sacrifice for graphics this compelling. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Whilst the order of this list is subjective, it'd be hard to argue against our pick for number 1. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 isn't just the most graphically impressive game of the year so far, but of course sits up there as one of the best-looking games that's ever been released. Much has been made of Ninja Theory's use of Unreal Engine 5's face rendering technology, MetaHuman, to create Senua's uncannily realistic facial expressions. But honestly, these murky, detail-rich environments portray the brutal ruggedness of wild Iceland perfectly too. Hellblade 2 has raised the bar. Take a pic in photo mode and zoom in on any surface to marvel in its lifelike texture, or get a close-up of Senua's vibrant expressions, which even during combat look absolutely spellbinding. A towering achievement.
So what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.